think there's a misconception out there about healing. Healing in the sense that one can be healed. It's kind of like the people who think they're the smartest people on the planet. The smartest people are actually the ones who understand that you know nothing. And that you will always be learning. Because to know is to understand such a small part of life. The same applies for healing. The more confident a person becomes, the more they understand one will always be healing more. It is the desperate versions of ourselves that believe that once I heal from this, then once I'm no longer with that person, then once I don't have that job, then because that mindset places blame outward. So does the smartest person in the room. This is a healing journey. And healing will happen. But healing will happen whether or not you're on this journey. This journey isn't the magic. You are. Because you could be watching these videos. And still choose not to heal. I'm fine with that. I know the magic is in you and not me. When I first stepped out into my own business with my mom, she's doing sound right now, shout out, love you. When we first started, every time someone had a difficult time through the healing process, I took ownership of that. I went home and I cried about it and I researched. I spent hours devouring every book I could get my hands on so I could help fix them. And I did sometimes. But what happened in that process is I shredded little bits of my confidence, little bits of my soul. I burned out. Today, if you talk to me and you have a problem and there's something that needs resolve, I'm passionate. I'm here. I have fire. I can help you through. Your choice. I can guide you in healing. But when I leave for the day, it's not my problem. It's not. It's not my ownership. I go home and I have other problems. 2 toddlers screaming around. I'm busy. Love them. I'm not consumed by you like I used to be. I also don't need you to be okay in order to be okay. And to someone who has a lot of healing to do, that can sound really harsh. But for someone who is building confidence, that's a relief. Think about it. If you were sitting down with your therapist and your therapist told you, I'm actually having a lot of anxiety right now because what you're saying is like a lot, you wouldn't share. You wouldn't share. You wouldn't become vulnerable. My mom and I have always kind of broken the rules. This is where I'm very much like her. I like rules more than her in other areas. But we both believe in breaking this one very important rule in our professional field. In the realm of coaching, in the realm of therapy, in the realm of healing, you are not supposed to give your personal opinion. You're supposed to let people figure it out on their own. Which is why we don't identify as therapists, psychologists, coaches. We don't identify with these words. Even healer. And yet many people have said, I experienced more with you than I ever had with the team that I'm working with. We all need advice. I need advice. Everyone needs advice. Remember, the smartest people in the room are nothing. We all need healing. I need healing. I'll always need healing. But there's a really cool moment that happens when the vibration of you changes. Here's what I mean by that. Vibration is made up of our thoughts, our emotions, our ideas, our beliefs, our hopes and dreams. Our vibration speaks before you speak. And for those of us that are sensitive to energy, we say, hell yeah, it does. Hell yeah, it does. The nicest people in the room are usually hiding something. Healing implies that there is something wrong that needs to be fixed. That's not our definition here. There's nothing wrong with you. But you might be experiencing a vibration that doesn't align with your desire. Doesn't align with who you want to be. Maybe the vibration of you, the pattern of you, isn't you. Here's the really cool thing about vibration. It's kind of like the brain. it can be rewired. The hardest part about vibration is that the brain is a part of it, which is why we like to leave it on the shelf. It's important to look at the brain to understand the pattern of you, the programming of you. But it's also important to look at the feeling of you. It's funny, the older I get, the more compliments I get on how young I look. I'm like, really? Oh, thank you. Because I see the older version of me. But what comes forward in me is a feeling, the glow from within. You know how people say pregnant women glow? Emotionally healthy people glow. Perfect people don't glow. Confident people do. Think about the most confident person in your life. How do they talk? How do they walk? How do they compose themselves? What do you like about them? Now look at yourself. What don't you like about how you talk, how you walk, how you compose yourself? Anyone can wear a killer outfit. I learned very early on in my modeling days, the best models, runway models, are hangers. Everyone looks to the cover, the fashion models. Let me tell you, that was the least confident I've ever been in my own skin. I'm going to talk a lot about this story. I should talk about it more. I moved my life to New York City after getting signed to a modeling agency. I thrived, was in my element, loved it, until I got into the business side of it. Just got to New York City, my dream. Finally got there. Didn't think it would ever happen, but it did. It's a whole nother story. A couple months after I get there, they want to ship me off to Japan. What? I want to be in New York. But that's where I was going to make a lot of money. So I said yes. So this woman comes and she's going to be my translator so that I can go to all my appointments and castings and all my photo shoots. And she takes my measurements, which at this point in my life, I was model thin. Scary thin. I was the thinnest, most frailest version of myself that I could possibly be before problems started happening. And she took my measurements. She looked at me and said, "You are perfect. Except I need you to lose another 10 to 15 pounds." That was the day I looked at myself. I've always had it in me to make choices out of my happiness. Fame has never really been something that I've been excited about. It's knocked on my door a couple times. No, not that one. Not at the expense of my health. Not at the expense of my emotional well-being. And I could feel my confidence getting lower. See, if you're looking at the cover of those magazines and you think, oh, I just want to be like her, just want to be like him, there's a lot of pain behind those eyes most of the time. Choices in your life are what have caused you the most pain. It's not the people. It might be that you have chosen that person. Maybe it's your family. You didn't necessarily choose them. But you choose to allow them because of meaning, because of labels, titles, what they're supposed to be in your life. My dad is supposed to be like this. My mom is supposed to be like this. My children are supposed to be like this. But who are you supposed to be? I had to pack my bags and move back to California after turning down my contract. That sucked. Nothing is worse than not reaching your dreams, than reaching it and then going back. But I realized I wanted New York. And I didn't care how it looked. But it would never come at the expense of my health and emotional well-being. So I went back and I crushed it on Wall Street. The self of me thrived. It's the perfect time. It's in my 20s. It was so exciting. Until this funny day happened. I started to look around me. I looked into the glass offices that I was aspiring to sit in, and I looked at the people. And I felt them. They looked tired, looked sad, empty. I looked around and I realized what I'm chasing, there's got to be something more. So I did what any 20-something does in New York City when they're looking to discover the meaning of life. I joined yoga, started meditating, started breathing funny, started going to gong class, signed up for a crystal healing course. Who am I? Really funny story. I actually printed out all of my course materials in the office. I accidentally printed a double copy and didn't know it. So one of our lead financial analysts walked over to my desk and said, "I think this is yours." And bless healers, but the branding that healers have led with is awful. These funky amethyst crystals bordering the entire page, my name in calligraphy. Yes, thank you. Yeah, thanks. I was starting to search. I was drinking green juice. I stopped going to so many happy hours. And then I stopped drinking completely. For over 2 years, I think. Just because I wanted to work on my vibration. I started to learn about energy. All these words you might know: manifesting, healing, crystals, clearing. I loved all of it. I still love all of it. But what's interesting is the more I was involved in that soul side of me, I also wasn't the most confident version of myself either. Because I thought I had to be a certain version of myself to be good. Well, people in yoga talk softly, and they're always so positive, and nothing's ever really wrong. We're just here for a deeper meaning, and we need to connect to the earth, and we need to send all of the blessings outward to the earth and the sun, and you must wake up and you must feel. You must feel all in one and become with the sun. That's beautiful. But the most confident version of me doesn't sit there and say those things. My soul might. I don't know, my soul's a little rough around the edges. What about you guys? There's a moment when you start to not feel like yourself, even when you're following your soul. I left the church because of all the rules and dogma. That's why I left spirituality as well. And yet, I'm probably one of the most spiritual people you'll ever meet. But I'm also going to intimidate the shit out of you walking into a room. See, my energy doesn't speak without myself also speaking. It might make some of you uncomfortable, the way I'm talking about myself. God, I am beautiful. I love it. Did she just say that? I mean, how conceited is she? I can't believe that you would even think it's okay to say that. I mean, I'm sitting here on a healing journey. I'm supposed to be feeling better about myself. I didn't say you are ugly. What's funny is when we make these vision boards for our life, we cut out the cover girls. We post it up. I want to look like this. I want to be confident. I want people to see and feel my beauty. And yet, when you feel and see a beautiful person who thinks they're beautiful, what gets stirred inside of you? You see, healing here is perception. Perception. How do you perceive the world? How do you perceive what I'm telling you? It's the same reason why we can all look at the same candidates and be totally baffled that people would choose the other candidate. How? How could you possibly vote for that person? Perception. The stories around our perception, our mindset, our beliefs. At the end of the day, we want you to become the most confident version of you. We want you to become the most confident version of you. Because in your confidence, your perception shifts. If there's a confident person watching this video, they might be saying, yes, rock it. I want to go to lunch with you. How fun would that be? We could walk into a nice fancy place, order some nice champagne, just talk with the view. That'd be amazing. And I'm going to wear my killer outfit too. The most confident version of you isn't to make me feel better. I told you I feel good. It's to make you feel better. Opportunity. Opportunity in life is intimidating. Opportunity is beautiful. We all want opportunity. But if you were to sit down with opportunity, I like to visualize opportunity as Mr. Darcy from Pride and Prejudice. Totally misunderstood. When you sit down with opportunity, you want to bring your best self, your most confident self. It's like a job interview. You don't roll out of bed to meet with opportunity. because then you might not get it. You want to put your best foot forward. The opportunity of life is not just looking good. It's not just having the credentials. It's definitely not being the most smartest person in the room. The opportunity of life has everything to do with alignment and consistent action towards your vision, towards your choice. You see, we need to get out of the mindset that we only take action when something is wrong. Well, I'm going to go on a diet because I don't like the way I look. Well, I'm going to work out because my doctor told me to. Well, I'm going to quit smoking because I'm supposed to. I'm going to leave my job because they're not paying me enough. I'm going to leave that relationship because I'm not really feeling it anymore. Healing is when change happens without anything going wrong. Simply because you want to. Wanting more for yourself. Healing, how it's been taught in the younger years that I've explored it, is you have to fix something. There's nothing wrong with you. I'm going to introduce you to someone. Who is she? I'd like you to meet Slayla. I have used this name for a long time. Back when Slay was cool. But I keep it because it means something to me. Doesn't mean I slay. Slayla is the most confident version of me. Now, when I first met Slayla, she was this dark goddess of the sea with a black veil over her golden crown, and she looked mysterious. Scary even. Intimidating, yes. Slayla felt scary. Especially to Kayla, who at the time was healing. And I was told, be more like Slayla. Be more like the dark goddess of the sea? What? No, I must be good, soft, delicate. I said healing is perception. The more I took steps towards the confident version of me, I realized this is Slayla. It's me. At the beginning of my journey, she looked scary. Where I stand today, she's who I am. And when I fall out of alignment, she's how I realign. Slayla is the most confident version of me. And you have a Slayla. Whatever name you pick. Healing is not a moment where you drop every reality of your life and step into your soul. Healing is a moment when you realize confidence requires all parts of you. You need the magic, the vibration, the energy, the intention. You need the action steps, the plan, the strategy, the success. You need the brain. You need the choice. You need the hope, the inspiration. But why? Because when you wake up and start to live as the most confident version of you, you start to become you. The you think is bad, the you think is crazy, the you think no one will love or like or try to hide. You see, true healing is acceptance. Acceptance of yourself and your soul, of your brain, of your energy, of your vibration, of your emotions, of your perception. The most healing perspective you can have is knowing that the most confident version of you might feel and act differently than the you today. And that's okay. But I've opened up with you about success and it being empty, about finding meaning and it not feeling complete. Let me tell you what confidence feels like today. I don't pretend anywhere. After this recording closes, if you were to walk in, hi. Oh, how are you? I hope you have a beautiful day. Cool, cool. Drinks later? Yeah, let's do it. Oh yeah, no, I'm just talking about some energy, some vibration. It's all good. You know that magic thing. Yeah, we're in the healing phase. Yeah, healing journey. Oh yeah. You can just put it by my bag. Yep, the designer one. Love that. Thanks. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But if you were going to step into my life, I'd be the same. You talk to my mom, you talk to my husband, you talk to my kids. Try to understand them. Talk to my clients, talk to my friends, talk to opportunity, talk to anyone. I'm the same. And I love that about me. That compliment, when people tell me that, feels way better than being told I look younger. Because I don't need to look younger. But I love hearing that what I've been devoting my life to is seen. Acceptance. I want that for you. Be who you are. Everyone is individual. And if you, the real you is sitting in a sun circle, laughing at yoga, then do it and do it proud. But you don't want to be the yoga version of you. You don't want to be the work version of you. You don't want to be the relationship version of you. You don't want to be the energy version of you. You want to be you. Which means on some level, you have to integrate into you. The easiest question: what would the most confident version of me say? What would the most confident version of me do? What would Slayla do? What would Slayla say? That's what I ask myself. Sometimes setting boundaries for yourself feels like you have to be the dark goddess of the sea, rising from the kelp. No, I cannot do that for you. And then one day, you become you. No, sorry, I can't do that this time. And that's it. Perception. On this journey of the soul and self, we need to hold the perspective of confidence. And we also need to start thinking about every small choice through that lens. Because the real you is the most confident version of you. But you want to be careful that you're not trying to create the most perfect version of you. The most perfect version of you gets up early, eats a wonderfully, beautifully made breakfast, works out, is in a beautiful relationship, super successful at work, maybe running a marathon, maybe working on a new design line, maybe hosting some conference. You can't do it all. Not even the most perfect version of you, otherwise they would exist. Perception. So that's what I want you to do. Step into the daily choices with confidence. Make choices not out of desperation, but out of your emotional well-being. What makes you happy? Setting boundaries, feeling your emotions, connecting to the intuition and the magic, taking care of your energy, your vibration, taking care of your brain, however it needs. Some of us need brain doctors. Some of us need a new story. But after having made the choice, healing sets in. Because you start to experience what alignment can feel like. The healing is the possibility of you. The hope is real. The inspiration is there. There's no right way to heal. There's no wrong way to heal. But there is the most confident version of you. Notice your perception. How are you around the things that you want? Is the story either or? We can all be sitting here and thinking we are beautiful. Because we are. I know it. Beauty is perception anyways. So I want you to think about that. What would Slayla do? Your Slayla. What changes? How do you feel around the things that you want? They're not markers that show you you're not healing. It's information to show you the perception. I'm willing to believe that possibly maybe one day I won't feel like that. I'm willing to believe that possibly maybe I will be less intimidated. I'm willing to believe that possibly maybe I could be like that too. If you're watching this, you absolutely can. We have beautiful support options to help you in all different sides of the soul self, brain, journey of the mind. But what's really exciting is we have a way for you to connect to your vibration, your emotion, your intuition, in a way where you can still be yourself, whoever that is. And I'm so excited. Every part of the Inspired Lifestyle holds a different aspect of the most confident version of who my mom and I are together. So come join us in the membership. It's a lot of fun. I know it seems so far. I know it seems like you might not ever get there. But you don't have to be at the end of the journey to heal. The best of us are always healing. The best of us are always growing. The best of us are always asking for more. You are never too much. Happy healing.